Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's been asked of me quite a few times the last couple of weeks, so I thought it might be easier for me to record a video regarding the Qigong Master skills that I use. And hopefully it can help somebody out there that's looking to change to a Qigong Master, or if they're already a Qigong Master now. The biggest question that I get is about how do I prioritize my skill points if I actually don't have that many to begin with. So I will go through that in a bit more detail. As a bit of an introduction, Qigong Master in general is a tanky high burst damage dealing class, and the skills that I use, which is these four down here, which is the Mantra Shield, the Cyclone Blast, Genki Bomb, and the Star Chaser, I use the exact same four skills whether or not it's a PvE or a PvP setting. Qigong Masters in general are pretty flexible, I'd say, and we have a lot of control skills, such as the Cyclone Blast, which is a pull and a slow skill, as well as the Star Chaser, which is a push and slow skill. So our Genki Bomb also has a stun attached to it when you use a certain amount of energy, but of course the little fuzzies won't stun because they have very little HP. Every single one of the attack skills that I use has an associated debuff to it, so either it's slow or stun. So Qigong, I think, is a very good class for people that prefer to use debuff damage boost as the basis of their damage output. I don't use debuff damage boost, I use crit rate and crit damage as the basis of my damage, but you can see that with the skills that Qigong has, it would fit very well to those that do use DDB. Okay, so coming on to my skills, you can see that I have three different skill setups, one for PvP, PvE, as well as one for Treasureland. The more skill points that I gained, the more that I came to realize that my PvE and PvP skills were pretty much identical. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the example of if I only had 180 skill points to use. So I'm going to, actually before I reset, here you can have a look at what my final skills look like with 224 skill points. Okay, so I will reset my skills and I will stop allocating them when I have 44 skill points left, so you can see what a 180 skill point setup looks like. Now, 3 of the 4 skills that I use are in the first page for combatants, so that's the Star Chaser, the Cyclone Blast, as well as the Mantra Shield. And the plus variations of these skills are all important, and I max them completely for all 3. So this is what my page 1 looks like. And also, side note, I am already assuming that if you're watching this video, you've already read the skill description, so I'm not going to go through each one. I'll just go through how I set them up and how I prioritize my skill points. Now, in the Qigong Master page, the skills that I put first is the Genki Bomb and the Mantra Shield, as well as the 2+ variations of these skills in this page. The Qigong Master Training passive, also extremely important to make us more tanky in PvP. And I'm really only talking about PvP here, guys. So if you did have any questions regarding a PvE setup, just pop them in the comments box below and I can answer them. Coming back to this, so Power of Mind, extremely important as well, to increase your maximum energy, and it's also what makes the Star Chaser skill a ranged attack. And the Crippled Spirit on this page, because I find in PvP I tend to normal hit quite a lot when I'm waiting for my Genki pretty much to recharge the energy. These HP skills I will come back to, because this is where I find the question lies more on where do I put my skills, because you can see that everything in the combatant page and everything in the Qigong Master page is maxed out aside from the HP skills, and it's really either what do I put it in, the HP skills or the pet page all stats. The pet trainer for your pet cooldowns is a basic must-have. It's mandatory. Like I would tell you to prioritize the pet trainer over many other things. But if you only had, let's say, yeah, like 180 skill points, this is how I would prioritize them. And it's really between these three skills. So the HP percent, the all stats, and the pet page all stats. So I've still got 104 skill points remaining. I technically only have 60 left to allocate. If I was to stop at 44 at 180 capped skills. So from a PvP perspective, my preference is actually to maximize the HP skills because our mantra shield is dependent on our maximum HP. So the higher our base HP, the higher our total HP is, the more damage the mantra shield absorbs, which is extremely important in PvP. And those two skills in the Qigong Master page give me more HP than 50 physique if I was to max the pet page all stats first. So with my last 20 skill points, only then would I actually put it into all stats. It really is to your preference how you like to play. If your damage output, let's say, is not very high, it might be an idea for you to prioritize the pet page all stats over the Qigong Master HP skills. It's entirely up to you. But since my build is focused on DPS, I can forego the 30 intelligence that I've been missing for increase in my HP. So this is what it looks like with 180 skill points. And you can kind of see how I've prioritized it. There's certain skills that I would consider as it's a must-have, and the ones that you can toggle between are these three. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly allocate all of my skill points before I forget. I don't want to enter PvP with half my skill points unallocated. And with my last 14 skill points, you can see that I kind of have started already upping the pet array skills, because eventually I will get to these two skills right at the end to reduce the damage received for my pets. But it will still take me a long time. I think like 76 more skill points up to 300. And that's what it looks like. I guess the only other thing that I can talk about when it comes to Qigong skills is that it's all about timing. I know you could say that about all other skills, but really our damage output is dependent on how long we wait and how much energy we use when we use Genki Bomb. I'll just quickly change these over. Okay, so let me just use this as an example. So this is a 120 energy Genki Bomb. It's 1516 on a crit heavy attack. So that's 120. And this is what it looks like with just 50 energy. 878. So 1516 versus 878. That's 120 energy versus 50. So you can really see the difference. It's double the output. One more thing about the Genki Bomb that I would like to mention is that there's three very important energy levels to remember when you use Genki, and that's 70, 100, and 120. My recommendation is to never use Genki Bomb when you only have 50 energy because you get nothing out of it. And the reason why I say that is the first level, which is 70. In Genki Bomb, up to 70 energy can be consumed to deal extra damage equal to magic attack 378% plus 54. So you'll get extra damage when you use at least 70 energy. The next level is 100 that I mentioned, because in our combatant passive, if we use Genki Bomb with 100 energy, you get a 5% damage reduction for up to 5 seconds. Lasting 5 seconds, which is extremely important for PvP. And the last level that I mentioned, which is 120, of course, is to do with the stun that is attached to Genki Bomb. And in a PvP setting, that could be a live or die situation. It does have a 12-second cooldown, but it is probably one of your most important control skills. Whereas the other control or debuffs, that's with the Star Chaser and the Cyclone Blast, is slow. Okay, so just to kind of repeat, the three energy levels to remember is 70, 100, and 120, for Qigong. Never Genki at 50 energy unless you're absolutely desperate. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I've missed quite a bit in this video. If you did have questions or if I was not very clear on certain parts, please feel free to drop me a comment or a question below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching.